Hey Guitar Slinger, how you doing? In this video, we're diving into an easy and musical way to use the minor pentatonic scale for lead guitar. As I'm sure you know, it's common to learn the pentatonic scale by dividing the fretboard into boxes. Now that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, although I also know that many players feel trapped in these boxes and unable to move around the fretboard. So, what I'm going to do here is show you a different approach. The focus is on one specific visual shape that we can move around the fretboard. I call this shape the staircase pattern. This shape makes it easy to connect ideas and travel up and down the neck in a musical way. And we're doing this without having to memorize a number of boxes, which can be challenging. As you probably know, these boxes all look different from each other, and they don't seem to connect to each other either in any logical and simple way. In my view, if you only rely on the pentatonic boxes for playing lead guitar, you are limiting yourself, and you'll probably find it difficult to see and use the scale all over the fretboard. So, whether you're just getting comfortable with the pentatonic scale, or you've been stuck in pentatonic boxes for a while without making it sound like music, I'm hoping what I'm showing you today will open things up a bit for you. This video is supported by TrueFire, which is an online platform for guitar lessons taught by renowned educators and musicians. Many of my favorite players have courses there. You'll find thousands of great lessons in pretty much any style you want. Just click the link in the description to get the best current offers. In my opinion, the best deal is a full access pass. I think you will enjoy it. By the way, I have a course there too, called the Blues Booster. Thanks again to TrueFire for supporting this channel. All right, let's get into it. Today, I want to show you something that can change how you approach the pentatonic scale on guitar. It's a simple concept, but it opens up the entire fretboard in a way that's often more musical and more usable than these pentatonic boxes, especially if you ever felt stuck inside these box patterns. Let's jump in. So, the A minor pentatonic box 1, I bet you know it. Right? Now, the potential problem with learning the scale this way is that, first of all, there are now 12 notes, 2 notes per string, across 6 strings. But we also know the pentatonic scale only has 5 notes. Yeah, of course, the notes are repeated several times, but the point is 12 notes is a lot to work with right away. And it can be confusing to know what to do with all this and how to create music with it. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of focusing only on boxes, let's take these 5 notes and organize them in a different way. Like this. This is the secret shape that I call the staircase pattern. Now, it really isn't a secret, of course. Most experienced players use this shape all the time, probably without even thinking about it. But let me tell you, the staircase pattern is a very efficient way to travel up and down the neck. So, what's different here? Well, for one thing, this shape includes your hand shifting position. It's also a repeatable shape that moves horizontally up and down the fretboard, not vertically like the traditional box shapes. Now, even though you could argue that these notes live inside the pentatonic boxes and are part of them, what we're really doing here is seeing the scale in a completely different way. So, this is a great little shape that you want to memorize because it's incredibly useful and it's very simple to learn. This shape also acts like a glue that you can use to move between the pentatonic boxes. So just to be clear, the staircase pattern isn't meant to be a complete replacement of the pentatonic boxes. No, instead, it complements them. You definitely will want to know both. But this pattern is easier to learn and can often be easier to make good music with. So the notes are G, A, C, D, and E. And we're playing them on the D and G strings. Now, you will need to know what note is the root note, and that's the note the scale starts on. We're playing in A minor, so that's this note, the note A, which we play on the D string. So with the staircase pattern, in this key, we have the note G first, the second being A. Now these two notes, they create a little shape in itself. The distance between these two notes, it's what's called a whole step. If the notes were only 1 fret apart, we call that a half step. But that's not happening in this shape. I just wanted to let you know that. And you see how I snuck in a little bit of music theory for you? Don't worry, it won't hurt you and it's free of charge. So, a whole step apart. Now we do the same thing on the next string using the same little shape. Now we can start playing phrases right away using 4 notes. It's a completely symmetrical pattern. You can pick or you can do hammer-ons and pull-offs. Either works great. And I'm using either G or C as helper notes to lead me back to A. Maybe you recognize this. You see, it's very useful to have a neighbor note below and above the root note using your index finger, and then the root note with your ring finger. Because this makes it easy to create strong phrases that bring you back home, so to speak, all with this one pattern. Let's play it with the backing track and see what it sounds like. So the way I recommend you think of this is find the root note with your ring finger. Then with your index finger, you have a neighbor note both below and above the root. This is always the case when you play this pattern. You may have noticed that so far, the notes we've been working with are all inside the Pentatonic Box 1. But here's where things change. The last note we'll add is E, and we'll find it a whole step above the last note we learned, and that was D. So in order to play it, we're going to slide the hand up like this. Now we have the full pentatonic scale, 5 notes. Notice how we're only using 2 strings. That's the note E. You can pick that last note or you can slide in and out of it. I often do hammer-ons on these, and then I slide up. And then backwards, pull-offs. So, we now have all the 5 notes available in a very easy to use visual shape. Let's have another look at the shape we've created. I want you to visualize it. It's easy to memorize and it's easy to play, and I use this all the time. So now let's use the staircase pattern to play a little melody, or lead, if you will. Now, the next step is what makes this pattern so incredibly powerful. You see, we can connect this pattern across the strings. This is how it works. Let's go down one octave lower to the root note A. Where can we find it? We have it here on the low E string on the 5th fret. So now we have this pattern immediately available, same as before. Right? Now, look what happens when I get to the note E. Now that I've shifted the hand up, I'm all set up to play it again on the next string set where we first started. It's right here. So what happened here is that I connected one instance of the staircase pattern to another instance of the staircase pattern. It's one pattern played twice because I went between 2 octaves. You can play smooth and tasty pentatonic lines by just sliding between the positions and using hammer-ons and pull-offs, and also sliding in and out of notes. I think it's the design of the shape and how it lays out on the fretboard that makes it easy to use these techniques. So I recommend you practice just going back and forth like that. And you'll notice how easy it is to start increasing the speed. And play the notes back and forth in different ways using hammer-ons and pull-offs. So many classic licks come from it. You might recognize this one. But we're not done yet. When we get to the top note here, we can continue yet again. There is one small difference though. We have to shift the next instance of the pattern 1 fret up, because that's the way the guitar is tuned, unfortunately. Just remember that this happens only between the G and B strings. So I play. I shift 1 fret up and voila, the pattern is right there. Now I can go from the note G on the low E string all the way up to the note E on the 12th fret on the high E string by using just one pattern. Pretty cool and very useful. Let's check it out. So why do I call it the staircase pattern? Well, that's because when you play the shape across all strings, it sort of looks like a staircase, doesn't it? Let's look at the graphic. Some people may call it the stepladder or something like that. In the past, I think I used to call it the backdoor pattern. But now I think the name staircase pattern is a more suitable name for this shape because of how it looks on the fretboard. Now we can play this pattern in several areas of the fretboard, and it always connects to another instance of the pattern until you run out of strings to play on. Remember, you must know where the root note is. It's always the second note in this visual shape on the lower string. The note in red. Now, since I'm sure you know where the note A is everywhere on the fretboard, right? Let's do the A string on the 12th fret. We can now use this shape here just like before. And we can continue like before. Check it out. And remember, when we get to the B string, we have to do that shifting of one fret because of how the guitar is tuned. That B string always ruins the party, doesn't it? And then I run out of strings, but I could do. I hope you can see how powerful this pattern really is. I can play it in several areas of the neck. I can travel horizontally across all 6 strings with just one pattern. All right, let's wrap this up. The staircase pattern gives you a clear, visual, and musical way to play the pentatonic scale. Not stuck in a box, but moving fluidly across the entire fretboard. It's simple. It's repeatable, and it can change the way you think about phrasing, movement, and melody. Now, the next thing I recommend is this. Start blending the pentatonic boxes with the staircase pattern. This shape is a powerful connector. It lets you link the boxes together and move horizontally with confidence, so that you're not locked into position playing only. In the end, it really is just another way of helping you see the scale on the fretboard. But it's also a tool to help you play better because you can easier move around the neck and focus on phrases and melodic ideas instead of feeling stuck in boxes. I do believe this can lead you to a deeper understanding of where the notes are on the fretboard. So keep practicing this pattern. Explore it in different keys. And most importantly, make music with it. And hey, TrueFire is packed with lessons that take this kind of approach much deeper. When you're ready to go to the next level, check them out by using my link below. And if you're into blues, definitely give my course Blues Booster a spin. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. Hit that like button if this helped, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments how this may have helped you. Until next time, keep playing that guitar.